Hey Andre, I wanted to show you the finished product. Sorry it took a couple days. That I just wanted to kill some bugs that were still in the program for a little bit. It should make it a lot easier because there were little things here and there that I didn't really predict were gonna happen. But this is how it works. Your CRM is all in that button. Once you click on that, it'll open up the big form, and this is roughly the one that you asked me to do. I saw it on the PDF that you sent on the email. It has all the fields that you mentioned. And the way that it works right now is that if you want to find a business, right? I'm using this one as one that I put in data for, so you can see for yourself how it works. This is one of the buyers. Okay, so if you only have what the name is roughly like, you can still do a search and it'll give you all the results, because this is one of the things that took a little bit to develop. That it'll return to you all the different options you got, because you got multiple entries on some of them, and some of them do have the same name, but it will tell you roughly what they are. They're cold buyer, no category. It'll tell you the address, the everything on it, and then you just gotta select whichever one. So this one is the one that I used a little bit of data from, and it will pop up all of the information that's in the database. If you want to change it, you simply have to type it in. So you want to change their status to a cold buyer, hot buyer, seller, hot seller. Oh, and I'm about to add the inactive one to this one. That one will be a new one. Inactive will just mean that they're simply not active. But if you want to change their category, that could happen too. And all these lists can be edited. Same for addresses, zip codes. The smart sheet URL, this one is one that I couldn't really get the name to be a hyperlink. So instead, all you have to do is whenever we create a smart sheet for them, I just put in the Google link for this. Isn't the actual smart sheet, but you just got to put in their smart sheet link right there. And once you click on open smart sheet, it'll open that in a browser, right? Once you click on update, all the information that you see here and the notes and all of the recommended businesses will be updated. So this is the button that updates everything about this buyer or this seller, right? On the notes thing, it's the same. You can write all this. All of this information will be stored on the Excel spreadsheet, so you can write a long thing. You can basically have unlimited room to write anything. So this one was also a bit of a tricky one to deal with, because as I said before, it's easier if you have a limited number of suggested businesses, and say that you want to find, for example, how likely these two are. So these two, I put in some false data so I could test out the algorithm. But once you click on find matches, it'll open up your buyer seller match. So it says done, and that means that yeah, it created the matches, and it tells you, okay, David Chang matches up with this one with these many points, and he matches up with this one with these many points. So this is a better fit for him. The Grizzly Bears burgers, that's a better fit for David. If you go back to the other spreadsheet, to your CRM again, you could also select a specific one and just say, okay, go ahead and start the deal. Once you do this, it will launch your Outlook, and then it'll run the whole macro procedure as we saw it before. Oh yeah, don't worry about this. This is just my computer, but yours will open up your Outlook as normally, and it'll try to send an email to the macro that I talked about before. Give me a second. Cancel, yes. And oops, back to this again. I'm gonna have to open it up one more time. David Chang, the search. This one has data. Okay, lastly, if you want to add a recommended business for it, all you have to do is search it up. So this search bar, it works pretty much the same way as this one. If you want to look up any other business that you think has a specific word in it, you can search it up here. Since there's like multiple David Changs, I could actually just put David Chang again. Oops. And search. Okay, let's do this other one here. So what will happen is that it will show up as a David Chang, and these numbers are the unique identifiers, right? Like I said before, because you have multiple entries and because you'll likely run into businesses that have the same name, like a franchise or something like that, these numbers will be the ones that will tell them apart. If you wanna, for example, delete one from being a match, all you have to do is delete it here. You delete it here. You click on update again to update the entire information, and they'll be gone. If you want to add them again, you just have to look them up one more time, and you'll see them being added. So yeah, if you want to start the deal, just remember that you're gonna have to say, okay, only this one. This is the one that's gonna have the deal, because obviously you can't really have one single buyer going with multiple ones. But once you click on this start deal, the entire deal macro will run its course from start to finish. Then lastly, you also have the hunt button here. It works the same way as you've seen it before. Nothing terribly new about it. I just added this new drop down menu so that you can skip to a different part, to a different city in case you want to start hunting from there. And once you want to stop hunting, you just do stop hunt and you're good. Okay, yeah. And lastly, you can also at any moment when you open up your CRM, you can close it. Simple, right? So anytime you hit the update button, just keep in mind that once you click this button, it saves the information. But it's not the end of the world if it has like incorrect information. There's other ways to go and edit it, but I'll have to help you out on those, all right? And lastly, this is very editable, but I'd have to be the one to code it up because it's still a very tedious operation to deal with all of this stuff. And the last thing you want to do is create something, make a change, and then accidentally make it so that it's inoperable. All right? Just let me know what you think.